From what I understand, it's just like a brand new lake now. It's in a fish as strike. Oh yeah. On that evolution jig.
There you go, Roland. Good
That's
job.
a nice one.
There's some bite, Roland.
Oh yeah.
Man, that thing inhaled that crawl worm.
There's a strike. I got one.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a beast.
That's a big fish. That's a big fish.
Bass Pro Shops presents Fishing with Roland Martin. Brought to you by Tracker Boats, Fish the Finest. Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, designed by fishermen for fishermen. Timbuktu, Fisher's Choice, real bait ready when you are. And by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Closed caption provided by Spro Lures. This segment of Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products. Our reputation is on the line.
Here we are, folks, my favorite destination in Central Florida, Tracy's Point on Lake Panasoffkee. And with me today is Jake Crowder.
Hey, Roland.
Hey, Jake, we caught some nice fish 2 years ago, made a nice film on flipping, and today we're going to do the same thing. We're going to show them how to flip the matted cover, maybe some heavy brush and cover, and we're going to try jigs, and we're going to try crawl worms, and try for some big 6 and 8 pound Florida bass.
Yeah.
We'll show them a thing or two.
All right.
Okay, let's get started, Jake. Boy, this restoration program's been a help.
Yeah, it's real good. They did a good job.
There's more fish right now, and more good big fish in this lake than ever. Yep. You caught that big 12 pounder this year too, didn't you? That was
Yeah,
something.
buddy.
Okay, Jake, let's get after them. I'm gonna start off with that crawl worm. Yeah, boy, these big old weights, they're a lot of fun to flip with in this matted up hydrilla like this and these hyacinths. These are nice, big, heavy weights. These are over 1.5 ounces or so. Where'd you get this weight?
I got these weights at Bass Pro Shop.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Let me get some of that Mega Strike, Roland.
3 or 4 feet deep. See, the last time I was here, Jake, if you remember, the lake was being drawn down.
Yeah, last time it was about 2.5 feet deep on the average out
Right.
here.
It's 2 feet deeper, I guess, now, or 1.5 feet deeper now.
Yeah, it's perfect right now, Roland. They did a real good job out here, dredging this out.
I bet that shoreline over there is deeper, isn't it?
Well, actually, that's pretty good over there.
Is it? Right, little bitty hole right there. That's a good. Just feed it down.
There he is, Roland.
What you got, son? What you got? Oh, son, that's a big old bass. Oh, what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, man alive. That was a good fish, huh?
Yeah, it's about 5 pounder.
Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, son, that was a nice fish. Okay, son, just go ahead and release him. There we go. There we go.
All right.
Good. Way to go. He'll be all right. Come swimming through the grass. There you go. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Ooh, son. Well, folks, you can see the reason why we're flipping, because there's really quality fish to be had, particularly here in the wintertime in this heavy matted up cover. Boy, I tell you what, it's hot. It's getting hot. It's been cold all night, and the water temperature's in the 50s, but I'm warming up.
I know.
Boy.
Hey, Roland, with all these different colors you got, what made you choose the plum color today?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, Jake. Actually, earlier this morning, I took my color selector, and here, I'll show you what I did. I dropped it down, and I turned it on, and just looked for the closest color, sustained water. Look at that. See, now it's about 34. That's stained. Also, the blue and black. Now, also, you notice I had that blue and black jig on.
Yeah.
That's similar to the color too. So we're going to try that color. But that's kind of where I started from. a couple of recommended colors and went from there. Of course, blue and black. Now let's face it, when you start going around the country and talking about jig colors, this is the #1 spring jig color there is. And this is an evolution jig that I'm going to use a little bit later today when I find the right kind of place for it. And dropping it into the holes should produce some fish as well. But it's not quite as good in the real heavy matted cover as the big heavy weights. But there's still plenty of holes we can fish with the jig. Jigs will work. But anyway, for right now, hey, the big plum colored crawl worm's the deal. Let's go catch another one, son.
Let's do it.
Jake, let's talk a moment about the restoration of this Panasoffkee Lake and some of the things that they did to actually make this lake a brand new lake.
Right. Well, they did a lot of dredging, Roland.
Yeah.
They expanded a lot of coves and cut down a bunch of woods. And I mean,
see, some of these woods are actually just like a floating bog. You know, you can't, these trees that are growing are actually just growing kind of on a mat.
yeah.
And so they just went through and just pulled a lot of this stuff out and made big coves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, out in the lake where they actually dredged the mud off the bottom, now the good hydrilla and the good eelgrass is growing.
Yeah, that's
growing in those deeper spots.
That's coming back real good. They added a few islands and just made tons of more coves, just more areas to fish out here.
Well, from what I understand, it's just like a brand new lake now. It's in a fish as strike. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There you go, Roland. Good
That's
job.
a nice one. Yeah.
That's a good fish.
Okay. I just play with them, let them jump around a little bit. Oh yeah.
Nice fish.
Oh well, that's neat. Catch them flipping. You catch them all sizes, but basically you catch bigger fish flipping than probably any other way of fishing. And that's a good quality fish. He's not monstrous, but he's, in the cold winter time, those 3 and 4 pound fish are awful inviting. Okay, let me get another crawl worm on.
There's some new grass. I've never seen it before. There's usually a fish inside it.
Really?
I haven't caught a giant out of it, but maybe you could tell me what kind of grass it is. There's a bite, Roland.
You got him? What you got? Huh? You got one on. Here, oh yeah. Hey, all right.
There we go.
That's
Man,
a good one.
that thing inhaled that crawl worm.
Oh, he did.
Oh man, that's nice. That's solid. 3.5, 4 pounds.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
It's a good fish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna release him.
I love to jig fish.
All right.
Okay. How big a fish have you caught here?
My biggest fish out of Lake Pan is a little over 11.5 pounds. I was also caught in January.
11.5 pounds. I'd say January is the best month, pretty much.
Yeah, most of my biggest fish come in January, February.
This segment of Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Power Pole, shallow water anchoring system. Nitro Boats presents this segment of Fishing with Roland Martin.
An awful lot of them are within 3 or 4 feet of the edge.
I like this weight.
I like those weights that have that insert. You know, if the insert doesn't seem to wear your line out as bad.
Yeah, and when you set the hook on a big bass,
There's a strike. I got one. Oh boy, look at that. Oh, well, I got a big one
oh,
now.
that's a good one.
Oh boy, I got a big one now. Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, look at that guy. On the edge of that, that heavy cover. Look at that guy.
Nice fish.
He's a big old giant fish, about 6 or 7 pounds. Oh, look at the size of him. Oh heavens, that's what it's all about. Oh man, what are you talking about?
Nice.
A big old 7 pounder.
That is awesome.
I'll tell you what, Jacob, that is a nice fish. Maybe 7 pounds.
Nice job, man.
Is that ever something? Right on the edge of that heavy cover. And that's a flipping fish, folks. That's what it's all about. Great big giant fish. I hope you got some more good spots, huh?
Yeah,
you were
I got-
talking about a good canal,
I
too.
got a couple up my sleeve here.
Okay, hey,
we'll
I'm
get some fish.
I'm gonna let this guy go, but
That's
he
a
is
nice fish.
gorgeous fish. Wow.
Look at the
Big
belly
fish
on
so
that thing.
far, he's nice. I'm gonna let him go.
There he goes.
Okay, I'm gonna try this new Evolution jig. It's a half-ounce model, and I'm gonna try it in the blue and black. And it's actually a product that has a stand-up head design. And actually, in the water, that head stands up, and the whole jig kind of stands up in the air. So, of course, it has a plastic tail. So a big part of this thing is to again treat the plastic in the proper way. And that blue and black is a really go-to color. They're hitting it slow and easy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really are. Well, you never know about this spot.
There's another bass.
But you got one?
Another bass.
Huh?
Oh,
got one?
he's hung up. He's
Huh?
hung up. Yeah, I got one on there. That feels
Dude.
good. Feels real good.
Huh? How do you know? Dig it down in the water. Can you get him?
Oh, that's a good bass.
Huh?
That's a good bass.
Get him?
That thing was hung up in there, son.
Holy moly.
Yes, hit it.
How'd you get him?
Nice.
Hey, look at that. Hey,
I love it.
let's turn around.
I love
Show
this.
the camera that thing. Well, that's a nice fish.
That's a
nothing
good
wrong with
fish.
him. Huh?
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
fish.
All right. Another 4 or 5 pound
Yeah,
fish.
that's a good
Hey,
solid
way
fish.
to go, son.
Man, we're killing
Cold
'em.
weather, they're not going to hit it hard. They might just stop it.
Just suck it in and sit
Just
there.
suck it in and sit there.
That line gets tight.
Yep.
Set that hook. I'm gonna go ahead and release this one, Roland.
Well, let them go. That's good. One thing that I like to do to make my everything cast better and flip better is treat my line a little bit. Makes it cast a lot better, and it just does so much better when you do the flipping. Little deal where you can throw into these holes like that and just let it sink down. Watch your line, because bass will just sometimes stop it, but if you really watch, that blue diamond line is pretty visible. It's real visible, and when they hit it, you'll see the tick on the line. You just really have to watch it. And when they hit it again, you don't want to wait very long. I mean, it's just, practically the second they bite it, you really need to be setting the hook. That's why I like to keep the rod in my abdomen area or underneath my belt, where I have a really good strike position. And I don't like to have my rod out like this because I'm not in the strike position. I'm in the strike position right there. And I got my rod handle forward. Another thing, when I designed this flipping stick, I like a longer handle. And what that does, by having the longer handle to the reel, it gives me more leverage on the rod. If it was shorter and I was holding it all back here, I wouldn't have as much pressure. For example, if I were holding it up there, I'd even have more pressure. But this is a comfortable combination. It's a pretty long handle, but it's what I like. And hold that rod at the ready. There's a strike. I got one. Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's big.
Oh yeah. Ah. I love it to death. I just love it. Look at old bass. I'll tell you, son. Okay. On that Evolution jig. Okay, what that is, again, is a jig by Mega Strike, actually, who makes it. Get this thing out.
Good fish.
That's a good deal. Beautiful bass. 3.5, 4 pounds, okay. Let's let him go. Okay. Okay. I had checked my line, and one thing that I always like to do, no matter what kind of flipping combination you have, always check your line. By the way, the knot that I use on the braid, I think is the best knot to use on any of this braid, is what I call a double Palomar, where I come through the first loop and twist it around a second time. Anyway, it's called a double Palomar, and it really is about a 99% knot. So this 50-pound braid can handle some real load if you tie the right knot. What do you think of this rod, Jake?
Oh, I love this rod.
Here in Florida, I probably catch more on a crawler than What you got? 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 What you got?
Oh man,
Pull him out.
it's pulling, it's pulling.
Pull him out. Pull him out.
Got this heavy
What you
rod,
got?
that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
work.
Pull him out.
Oh, he's hung up in that
Pull him
stuff.
out. Pull him out. Pull him out. Go ahead, pull him out. Yeah, you get him, Jake. Just. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's.
Yeah, that's a solid
That's
fish.
it. That's a good fish. Well, I wonder what kind of grass that is. What do you call that?
I have no idea.
Huh? That is really some cool stuff. Nice big
Man,
old.
eat that crawl worm.